The first thing to do with these questions is to read them very carefully and then to label onto the diagram everything we know. So let's just check two spheres, each of radius r, fit exactly inside this cylinder. The radius of the cylinder is r, that's already given there. The height of the cylinder is equal to 4r, so let's label that on. 4r is the height of the entire cylinder. And lastly, the volume of the space inside the cylinder, not occupied by the spheres, is 125 pi centimetres cubed. I've just written that a bit bigger up there because I'm going to zoom out in a minute, and we need to calculate the value of r. Alright, so the first thing to say is that, well, the volume of this space, this 125 over 6 pi centimetres cubed, that's all the empty space inside this cylinder. Now that must be equal to the volume of the cylinder, the entire cylinder, minus the amount taken up by the spheres, so the volume of the spheres. So now we can work with this because we can calculate the volume of a cylinder and we can calculate the volume of spheres. The volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h, and in this case h is 4r, and the volume of each one of the spheres is 4 over 3 pi r cubed, and there are two spheres, so I'm multiplying that by 2. These formulas are both from the formula sheet. So just to put everything in, h is 4r, I've multiplied 4 over 3 pi r cubed by 2 to give 8 over 3 pi r cubed, and then I've multiplied out this bracket here, so pi r squared times 4r is the same as 4 pi r cubed. So I'm left with this, which I can factorise because I've got pi r cubed in here and pi r cubed in here, so I can take the pi r cubes out as a factor, and I'm left in the brackets with 4 minus 8 over 3. So that gives me 4 over 3 pi r cubed as the volume of this space inside the cylinder. Next step is to say, well, that volume of the space, that 4 over 3 pi r cubed, is equal to this number here that was in the question, 125 pi over 6. The first thing is I can cancel pi's because I've got a pi on both sides, and then I can multiply both sides by 3 and divide both sides by 4. So I've got r cubed is 125 over 6 multiplied by 3 over 4. Can do a quick bit of cancelling with the 3 and 6. So r cubed equals 125 over 8. So very simply, if r cubed is 125 over 8, I take the cube root, I get 5 over 2 or 2.5. So I just need to double check units. I go back to the question, and it says the radius of the cylinder is r centimetres. So r's just a value; it doesn't have units because that's the way the question is set up. So my final answer is r equals 2.5.